Just like that, we're live. We're back with you. Good afternoon, everybody. JT here in the studio again for another Studio 10-4 live weekly update from the great Pacific Northwest up in Grants Pass, Oregon area, we'll say. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a good week so far. Got a few people tuning in, and nobody's chatting it up yet, but we got some people watching. All you voyeurs out there, good to have you guys on board. If you've been here before, welcome back. First time viewers, nice to have you. Stick around. We got some cool stuff to share with you. Miss Julia is in the stream, so hola. Yeah, not politically correct, apparently, supposedly. So I've been hearing all the crazy USA Today people are saying all the normal ways of greeting people are just not right. So I don't think they're right, but what the hell. Anyway, got a good show for you guys today. This is our monthly cover truck show, and we are looking forward to getting our current January 2023 cover trucker. His name is Jose Serrano. On, he's not in the green room yet, so maybe he's out there trying to get that last load in for the day, and he's going to be a little bit late getting here to the show. That's okay. Miss Shannon is in the house as well, and Miss Stephanie Haas, the diesel addict, is with us as well, all the way from Wisconsin. I think so far furthest traveled in the show. Eddie Staley, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Keep seeing your stuff over on Facebook and posts, and you're looking good, man. And Peter Henderson, of course, just took away Stephanie's award. He's definitely the furthest traveled, all the way from Scotland. What time, Peter? What time is it there, anyways? You guys like a 12-hour, 15-hour? What's your time clock like over there compared to us? We're at 5:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here. Clay Snyder, what's going on? Howdy, buddy. How are you? Oscar J, what is going on, man? We got Oscar, fastest guy on a couple of wheels out there on a big truck. 1 a.m. Peter, what are you doing up at 1 a.m., buddy? Oh man, that's dedication. I get furthest traveled and definitely the night owl. So good to have you on board. Looks like our cover trucker has just jumped in, so we'll get to Joe in just a moment. I want to say thanks to our sponsors for this particular show. This one every month is brought to you by Pittsburgh Power, actually the max mileage product by Pittsburgh Power. And Time to Shine, Evans Detailing and Polishing, Evan Stager out there. That guy does so much, I just, there's always something going on with Evan and his projects. I'll just leave it at that. And he's got some good looking ones out there as well. So it's good to see Evan out there. I was looking at something on the magazine before the show, and it happened to be the story by Bruce Mallinson, who is, of course, the brain behind Pittsburgh Power and max mileage, after treatment system, maintenance, and more. So check out January's edition if you haven't already in the performance zone. Look for that ad that's in there, it's story, kind of go-to for information corner, and check out what he's got in there. He's showing a cat in there, and it basically with and without the max mileage product, and you can see the difference. Jamie Williams, what is happening, man? We're counting down the days, buddy. It's getting close, huh? We're going to be in good old Louisville, Kentucky. Before you know it, it'll be that time. Special treat today, and we don't normally get him on the show because he's camera shy. Even though he's always holding one in his hand, he's on the other end of it. He's not in front of it. But today he's going to be in front of the camera. Let's welcome into the studio our very own Dan, the man, Dan Linz. What's going on, mister?
I don't know. Just doing what I do. What are you doing?
Well, same thing. I'm doing what I do while I do what I do for you. So how's that?
Say that again.
Yeah, no way. Never going to happen.
Hi, everybody. Brown. Happy Wednesday.
Ingrid, we gotta talk, darling, and get this worked out for you to be on the show. Maybe next week would be a good one for you. Let's do that. Let's chat. And she's giving you a hey Dan. Hey Dan.
we got an all-star cast of watchers over here. Clay Snyder, Oscar Velasquez, Jamie Williams, Ingrid Brown, Caleb Hammett. Look at these rock stars.
Yeah. And even Eric
Shannon, Miss Shannon.
Miss Julia in there too, and Stephanie. Look at that, man! It's the all-star show. So who knew that was going to happen? We wanted to talk a little bit about some stuff that's coming up before we bring our cover guy on, and tell you, first of all, guys, stick around to the end of the show, because we are going to do it again. We did this for the January cover. We are going to unveil the February cover at the end of the show, so you guys be sure and stick around. Dan's got a little more insight on that cover. Dan, who shot that cover?
That would be the tremendous Miss Stephanie Haas.
Tremendous Miss Stephanie Haas. All right. She shot this one, and we're not telling you who it is, what it is, where it is, but we can tell you that it's pretty dang awesome, as they all are, because there's only 12 of them a year, guys, one per month. So they got to be pretty dang special to make that cover. But stick around to the end of the show, and we'll definitely get you in there and get that cover up, and then of course stick around. Tune in again tomorrow, just on Facebook and everywhere else that we post our social media, and you'll get to see the cover. We'll be changing that out and putting up the story content, and then eventually the website will be updated, and you guys will be able to see all the great stuff that 10-4 has for you, as well as, of course, your magazine. And if you haven't got a subscription, you're going to be the last one to get a magazine. So get a subscription. Go to our 10-4magazine.com and get yourself set up with a subscription to the magazine. That way you get a fresh copy shipped to you, your location, wherever you tell us to send it, and it'll be shipped to you in a clear plastic jacket, protected from all the elements and handling and everything else, and it'll be this beautiful copy just the way it was when it came off the press. Apple juice, Dan?
Sir.
Absolutely. Hey, couple of things that we also wanted to talk about. There's plenty of things going on show-wise. More shows are coming out of the woodworks. Unbelievable, but there are. The one we care the most about is, of course, and not that we care any less about your show or the other ones out there, but TFK, Trucking for Kids, is coming up April 28th and 29th. The registration's open for that. How we doing, Dan? Was it looking pretty good on registration so far?
I think we've had tremendous reach so far. A lot of people, lots of good positive stuff, and a lot of people jumping on and registering. And I think I'm telling you, I think this is going to be a sellout show. So I would encourage anyone who's thinking about coming to pre-register, because when they're gone, they're gone. The first 200 will get one of our bonus buckets.
Bonus bucket
was a big hit last year, and it's not going to be anything less than it was. It'll probably be more than it was last year. So jump on there, get your truck registered, and make sure you get your spot reserved.
It's a 5-gallon bucket.
Truckingforkids.org.
Truckingforkids.org. Get registered. Pre-register. Yeah, I know you guys are going to get sick of hearing me say it, but pre-register, because you want to get your spot secured, and we want to get you in there, get you parked. And what else is exciting about Trucking for Kids is pre-registration means you come in Saturday, you park on Saturday, right?
Well, anybody, if we don't sell out pre-registration, anybody can come in on Saturday this year. So it just makes the whole process easier. It guarantees your spot. It makes the check-in and parking process a lot easier for us and for you. If you're the first 200, you'll get the bucket. And and it's cheaper. If the day of will be more expensive to register. So it makes more sense to pre-register and just make sure you're going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and this year, I think that we should definitely mention that the drag racing is probably going to go next level, not only from what we did last year, but I think from any time in the past, and that's a lot of past. There's a lot going on. I mean, we're not going to have a direct engagement with NHRDA aside from the guy who puts that on. He's probably going to be there, he and his wife, checking out our show and seeing what's going on. But we're going to have a lot of guys coming up from around the country, Canada, Mexico, United States, that are going to be racing big rigs at Irwindale this year at Trucking for Kids. So something special is going to be happening down there, and you guys definitely want to be there. Sunday's when the racing is going to be happening. We're doing one-day races. So Saturday's a fun day, get park day. We're working on some other things that we want to have happen on Saturday. We'll we'll see how that all comes around and we get it done, right, Dan?
Absolutely. So I would say too with the racing, a couple updates. So Oscar Velasquez is here. He was our super drag truck winner last year. He, along with another racer, John Saponi, have offered to consult us and help us run our drags. Obviously, once the drags begin, they're going to be dragging, so they won't be helping us. But we also have, you mentioned Randy with the NHRDA. He and his wife will be there, and he will be helping put our brackets together. And on top of that, my partner in this, Tim, he has a friend who's been drag racing for 40 years, and he committed to coming down and being our bracket master. So we will have an official bracket master, a helper, and a couple consultants. So I think it's going to be really smooth. It's going to be some great racing, real good heads up bracketing, lots of good competitive racing. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope lots of people come out for that. Hope lots of people come out and decide to race, whether they have a drag truck or just a work truck. They're all welcome.
And that's the beauty of the brackets. You'll be put in there in a place where you can compete and be competitive and not get blown away by somebody, whereas last year, we had heads up. I mean, I think we did all right last year, but this is going to be the real deal where it is going to be, you'll be put in a spot where you have a chance to win. And that's what it's all about. Everybody wants to put in a spot where they're in an equal and fair playing field, or drag strip as it is. And, we'll get you down there and get you safe. And I can't wait to see our buddy Mario back from Canada this year. That truck is coming along. That thing, I don't know how many horsepower he says that thing's going to put out now, but whatever it did last year, it's going to be more and all new, and it's going to be awesome. So I can't wait to see that and everybody else out there that's going to be bringing their trucks out. Oscar, I can't wait to see you too, buddy. And yeah, thanks, man. Anything you can help with, you're doing it. So appreciate the heck out of you, and we thank you
We've
a
been
lot.
having conversations about classes as well. So we're probably going to have a 2-axle working class, a 3-axle working class, super drag truck class. We'll have a diesel pickup class, and then just a non-diesel pickup class. So those will probably be the classes. So a couple more classes this year. Hopefully we get them all filled up and we have some really good racing.
Awesome deal. Well, speaking of
wait, there's one other thing. We also have a wheel stander.
Oh, really?
Come out and do a few exhibition passes. Yep, he's got an old Scooby-Doo type van with the big V8 in the back.
Oh, geez. What could possibly go wrong?
So there's going to be some fun stuff.
Yeah, man. Back when I was a kid, Little Red Wagon, that was the one that we all looked forward to seeing, and that truck is still out there and alive. I don't know if they're running it anymore, but it was up until just some years ago doing exhibitions out there, still doing wheel stands, and that was if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a Dodge pickup van, monstrosity thing they made that back in the day that was kind of like take a van, cut the back of it off, make it look like a truck, but a van front end, and
Right.
that was Little Red Wagon. So cool stuff. Couple other things I want to get out before we bring our current cover truck man onto the show. Joe's waiting patiently in the green room over there, but we're planning, of course, right now for Matt. So Mid-America Truck Show is coming up, and probably, you know what? It's every other year you get the two biggest truck shows, in my opinion, in the country, if not the world, happening in the same year. And this happens to be that year where you've got Mid-America Truck Show and you've got Guilty by Association Truck Show happening in the same year. So you guys be sure and save up some energy for September for GBATs, but we're going to get this thing rolling with Matt's, and we're going to be there in our usual spot. It looks like North Wing, booth number 12268. You guys can go to the Mid-America Truck Show website, and they have a virtual map of everybody that is at the show and where they're going to be and what it's going to look like. But planning is happening. Dan, you getting stuff ready to go and ship east? Or are we headed that way yet?
We're not that far along, but yeah, we're thinking about it and putting our plans and lists together. But yes,
yeah, it's happening. For you guys, there's stuff that's going on that we are having to go through to get to that point. And for the live streams that are going to be happening at Matt's this year, it's going to be a little bit different for how it works. Facebook has finally made the switch. Our page finally has succumbed to the new user page interface, and it is it's a little bit different. So it makes it a little bit different for us on our end to make it work. But we're going to work, and it's going to happen, and we'll be doing live streams starting Wednesday from Matt's Mid America. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's 4 days of coverage. The Studio 10-4 Live is going to be on site, bringing you all the different sights and scenes and people and trucks and everything that's going on from Louisville, Kentucky, and kind of can't wait to see it all. Not only the show, but where we stay at. They demoed the whole area, the paddock area, and the winner's circle area there at the grounds where the race happens, where the Kentucky Derby happens. So I'd be curious to see what that looks like.
Hey, I got one other thing about Matt's. I've confirmed as well. So in the edition that comes out tomorrow in February, there's a really cool feature there of a young man that built a complete tractor trailer, CNC machined it piece by piece and screwed it together. And so there's a feature in that. And he lives in Michigan, and he is committed to bringing that and having it on display in our booth and to be there to answer questions for people who have from time to time, not the whole time, but so that'll be in our booth, and it's really cool. It's a Kenworth cab over and truck and trailer with a reefer behind it. And I mean, this thing is amazing, amazing.
Nice.
All CNC machined, all custom.
Well, I think we're going to have some fun this year. Not that we don't every year at the booth, but this year we've talked about some things that'll definitely stir up some folks and make it fun. We hope to have some celebrities in there in the booth, maybe doing some autographs and signing some magazines and different things like that. So as we get this stuff closer and develop and ink to make sure it's going to happen, we'll let y'all know that it is going to, in fact, be happening. And final on our list of things is I guess this new Peterbilt's going to be unveiled soon, and it's coming. Looked at it a little bit just before the show with Dan, and I just started noticing the subtle differences. And of course, what I'm talking about is the Peterbilt 589. The 389 will no longer be available as of 2024, so you can get one ordered this year, but at the end of this year, I think it's done, right, Dan?
That's what I've been told. I'm sure people out there who order trucks know more than me about it, but yes, I was just made aware. I mean, just to briefly mention it, because I don't know a lot about it yet. Peterbilt is planning a reveal party and truck show at Texas Motor Speedway on May 9th and 10th. I believe it's going to be free to enter your truck in if you want to come. I'm guessing it's probably going to be a Peterbilt, but I don't know if that's true. And they're going to reveal this thing to the world. So they're going to have a big party about it. And so keep an eye out for 10-4 for more information as it becomes available. A lot of our friends are involved in putting that show together. So I think it's going to be a good one. So,
well, there's some
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Does not, Bubba, I can't wait to see you in March, and I'm hoping it's a little warmer than last time around when we were there, buddy. I sure do hope it is good weather. Well, anyway, you guys check it out, the 389 versus the 589. It's the same old story. We went from the 359 to the 379 to 389, and now it's the 589. And there are some noticeable differences. I'm going to tell you one that I saw that was the first obvious thing: one-piece windshield. There are no more two pieces up there in front. So, that should be interesting. I wonder how a lot of people feel about that as often as you end up replacing glass in those trucks, and it's quite often. So, I don't know. We'll see how that all comes about. Well, listen, without any further ado and making the young man wait any longer, he's smiling. I could see him in there. I think he's chugging a beer. You're not chugging a beer, are you, buddy? Not a chance. Right on. Okay, Joe, get ready. Joe Serrano, January.
Hey, guys.
What's going on back there, man? You got
Joe.
the blur screen happening.
Nice seeing you again, man.
Yeah. You drinking a beer?
No, not yet. I actually, I know. It's funny because we started that 75 hard. We finished it. We took 2 weeks off after New Year's, and now instead of drinking, I ended up continuing with phase 1 of it. So not drinking yet.
Dry January. I know. You know what? It's a good thing you guys do that. It makes more available for me and Dan. So
There you go.
not that we haven't done a dry January before, because we have
Yeah.
done that. It is doable. We have
he's
done
doing a little bit more than a dry month. He's doing like exercise and reading. And this guy's like doing the full I'm going to be a better person thing.
Okay. I think we need to get this guy back in the green room and find somebody else then, because I don't know. That's
Sorry,
just
I'm just going to enjoy a little apple juice here while we
There
talk.
you go.
Yeah, that's just too much beyond the scope of what we're really doing around here. So,
Right.
Joe, good to have you on the show, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been fun.
Another resident on the cover of 10-4 magazine from San Martin, California.
Yeah. I think second one, right? Because
Second
I
one.
think Joe was number one.
Joe was number
who ends
one.
up being one of my customers. But yeah, Joe, great guy.
Great guy, great truck.
Yes. Very different, but very nice.
Well, I mean, those trucks, the Aero trucks are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. So I think if, given a choice of Aero truck and diesel power versus electric, which way are you going to, where are you going to show love,
Yeah, I think I'll go Aero truck.
That's a pretty good looking truck, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
As long as you lower it.
Yeah.
As long as you lower it.
Yeah. Put it on the ground. We'll be fine.
So
some other stuff to it.
I think you also have a very distinctive honor as a first on the cover of 10-4 magazine, and that is you are the first to have a Superior built transfer unit on the cover of 10-4 magazine.
Oh, really? I didn't know that one. That's your guys' world. I don't know. I just try to build a nice truck. That's all.
Hey, no, it's your world now, buddy.
If John had his way, it'd be the last Superior too.
Right?
Yeah, but I was going to ask you, Joe, when are you going to trade that in on a Rogue, man?
Right? We'll have to keep talking about it, see what happens here.
Wait a minute, what? Rogue?
Tell him you want the 10-4 discount.
Yeah,
right?
We'll give you the 10-4 discount, buddy. You don't worry about that. We'll take care of you. No, all in jest, I'm sure. But you got yourself a beautiful looking transfer unit there, and heads turned on transfers, man, when they look good, because they're hard to keep clean and hard to keep looking good. They're the work that they do every day. I can tell you, hand to God, man. Let me tell you, if you want to transfer and keep it clean, you're dedicated.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, but like you said, you just gotta keep going at it a little bit at a time every day.
Get it home, get it clean, get it ready for the next day, and on back out you go, right?
Yes,
exactly. Yeah. Well, I read your story. So a lot of interesting things in there. The part that stood out to me, besides some of the truck stuff, was the 9 months you took off in the hospital while your wife was pregnant. I mean, that's kind of extreme to get out of doing some prenatal duty, wasn't it?
Man, it was tough. It was a blessing that she wasn't on the back of the bike with me. It was supposed to be both of us on the back of the bike here and going to our local garlic festival. And when we found out she was pregnant, it was like, I had just finished work, and I go, why don't I just meet you there? It's safer. And yeah, it was a pretty bad situation that we were in.
Yeah, no doubt. Well,
so for those that didn't read, you crashed your motorcycle.
Yeah.
Well, I was T-boned by a F-250. A couple was arguing. Ended up T-boning me. Got pinched between the truck and the frame of the bike with the exhaust on my leg. So compound fracture, airlifted, the whole works.
Go big or go home.
Yes. Didn't get home. Actually, I was in the hospital till basically my birthday. And the day I got out of the hospital was my birthday. And they're like, hey, if you can't use crutches to get downstairs, then you can't go home. And I'm like, I'm going home. I'm not going to be in here for my birthday. That's for sure. so I ended up, using crutches and getting home, and it was just trying to recover, but it was a long process.
So I got to ask, are you riding still?
No, I'm not. No, I have, like Dan knows, I mean, I'm so busy with my son's soccer, my daughter's soccer, that it fills my world that I don't need to ride right now. I'd rather be here.
Good. Well,
he's involved as in the coach.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
really involved.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it started as it's just like a part-time, just filling it out kind of thing. And then it ended up, now I'm the coach of the team, and it's a competitive soccer team, which I've never played soccer in my life. So it's a learning curve, just
Yeah.
like, just like trucks and being on here and figuring out how to talk to people, you know, so
You know
it's
how to
been
do that.
fun.
Yeah. Well, the story, if you guys haven't read it yet there, you still have time to read it online. The online digital copy is still available, and there may still be some copies out there in racks at different shops and truck stops and whatnot. But you can definitely check it out online on the website at 10-4magazine.com. The story that Dan and you came up with, and I mean, you created it, you lived it. Dan's just telling it, and a good story. A lot of happening. Obviously, born into trucking and family thing that's been around a while. You and your dad had different viewpoints on what was cool and what needed to be out on the road. And of course, I think that happens with a lot of fathers and sons.
Yes.
There's a difference in opinion on what's cool and what's not. I had mine, and my dad had his. You know, what was cool on his in his world was not so cool in mine. So
Yeah.
I could totally relate.
Yeah, it was funny because my father just does not want anything that has anything custom. So when I went to Soza last year, it was funny because they did that award for just basic, I guess, truck. What was it? Natural truck? I couldn't remember what it was. Not custom.
So
I can't remember
stock,
what it was.
I don't know, showroom stock or
Yeah,
is it?
something like that. And I was like,
Mhm.
man, my dad would have won that hands down, man. He doesn't even like this. He's like, I ordered it this way. I want it this way. Let's just drive it home and work every day.
Yeah,
Factory original.
Yeah,
representing the
original.
version of the catalog truck. Here it is, right out of the showroom.
Yeah, exactly. It was like,
Yeah,
hey, and I'm a little bit on the other side where, I have to have different things done to it, lowered, and all the custom touches to it. That I was like, he's like, well, as long as it makes you happy, I don't care. He goes, just
you
don't
know,
get mad when they scratch it.
you know what? It's what we like to do. Period.
Yeah,
There's just listen. And here's the thing: people say, "Well, it doesn't make you any more money." I mean, I've heard it all. Trust me,
yeah.
and I'm sure you have too. But yeah, every to each his own, man. If you like looking good and having fun while you're doing it out there working, why not?
Well, the way I look at it is like you're gonna be in it for 10 to 12 hours. I think I told Dan that, and I go, you're gonna be in the truck for 10 to 12 hours. It's your office. Why not have a nice place, something that people look at and they're like, oh man, this is good. This guy takes care of his work.
Well,
They appreciate it.
it's your office, it's your advertising, it's your billboard, it's
Yeah,
representing you and your company out there every day. Listen, there's and 10-4. Listen, our purpose in doing what we do is because we love what we do, but at the same time, there's a lot of guys that have furthered their businesses and their careers by being in the magazine, whether it's a feature story or a cover story. Either way,
yeah,
people recognize that, and it becomes something of it's a definite career builder. I have to say, and from my own experience, it was. I can testify to it. There's nothing bad about it. Nothing bad at all.
And if it
no.
gets you in a magazine and you get a little bit of extra credit press,
Why not? But you know what?
Uh,
It's been awesome. You guys have been great. Dan, I mean, awesome guy, man. I would never have thought, we were going to get to where we're at now. When I met you, I think it was 3 years ago?
as well. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, 2, 3 years. And it was like,
Yep.
man, I think I didn't even remember his name. And he was like, hey, how you doing? Good. That's awesome. We talked a couple of times and, it's just been awesome. Talk to him.
We had a good time. We had a really good time up there with your family and my wife and I, and it was a good couple days. We had a great shoot.
Yes. Man, she's a trooper like mine, just hanging in there all day in that wind.
Yeah. Well, she does what like we all do. We got to do what we got to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. She's got a good eye though. Good support. I like it.
Yes, sir.
well, here's somebody that knows all about it right there, Jamie Williams, for sure. It will make you money by representing your company, period, class pay. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Jamie said. great part of what's going on there. It just does. It is an absolute representation of yourself. It makes us all look good. It really
Yeah.
does. So there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. And I love the fact the transfer guys out there got some of the biggest badass rides out there on the road. And they do the harshest work and sometimes get put in the harshest environments. I mean, there's just no way around it. You're paving, some guys, are doing chip seal. I'm not going to be that guy. No, thank you. And I don't see cobwebs on your truck. So I'm betting you're not doing it either, right?
Not chippy. No.
Yeah,
I
no.
think I draw the line at there's this material. It's very like sticky. And I'm like, no, I'm not putting that in any of my trucks. That stuff is just horrible. It's like 90% rubber or something. I don't know, oil. And
the popcorn.
Yeah, that thing is horrible. I did
it
once, and I was like, oh, okay, this is the first and last time. Because you got to run like 3 loads of hot asphalt to get rid of that stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and in case you guys don't know what we're talking about oiled rock and asphalt. What it is, it's a material that Caltrans made up just for high rain and water areas where water would gather on the roads. And what it does is when it hardens, it remains porous and the water will travel through it and then drain underneath it and run out of the road. And therefore there's no standing water on it. But for us guys hauling that crap out there to get it poured, what it does to the back of your truck, it sticks to everything. I had to jackhammer that stuff out.
I believe it. I believe it, man. That's probably the worst stuff other than hauling chicken manure. I've done that too. Not in this truck, but in 10-wheeler before I had transfers. We hauled chicken manure, and that stuff is bad. That stuff will make your box smell for weeks.
Well, it's very acidic too. So mushroom compost is as close as I got to that. Well, I have to actually. I've hauled human waste, dehydrated human waste.
Oh, wow.
Southern California, all the way down to Arizona to farmers down there, from Orange, California, and it was processed human waste, and they would use it for fertilizer down there, and then we'd pick up rock and bring it back up into California, landscape rock. So to each his own. We were just connecting the dots.
Yeah.
You get up there, you tarp it, and down the road you go.
Yep. As long as it's making money, I think we had a little chit chat yesterday about it. It's like, if it makes you money and it's worth it, then why not?
Yeah.
Well, out of the back, we're good.
Hey man, it's not all glory and clean loads. It's not. There's a lot that goes on that people don't realize what's happening out there on the road in these trucks and what we go through to get from point A to point B sometimes. So it's happening. Now, you're hauling up in a great area, the Central Coast. I mean, you can't ask for a better place to live and be it. Albeit it is in California. Sorry, but what are you going to do, right?
You got to stay somewhere.
Coming from the guy who just left 2 months ago,
right?
Yeah,
he's already waving his hat like he's already checked out.
Right.
Yeah,
California.
We get the news up here just like you do. And I see that fool out there on the TV, the governor, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy, where does he come up with this stuff? And I don't know, man.
It's probably the same thing that we say when we're here. It's like, really, man? Come on.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I know. No, let me ask you this. Have you made any money from that bullet train? Has there been anything that you've gotten out of that?
I think I worked like 2 weeks with Granite Rock, hauling ballast rock to Mountain View, and I think that was it. I have not touched that project at all, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's further down the line, right? We'll see if they need some work or help.
$15 billion later, and we still got nothing. Well, you guys got nothing. Doesn't matter.
You don't care.
There's a lot of really nice looking bridges running along the 99.
Yeah, right.
Going nowhere and connected to nothing, but there's a lot of really nice bridges going over some farmland.
Reminds me of what was that movie with Will Smith in it, and the world had come to an end, and there was it was him and his dog. Can't remember, but and the zombies are all around. When I look around, I see those structures up in the air.
No, what is it called?
Help us out, guys. What was that? What was that movie? Cindy says that they did some work. Hanford making overpass work for 6 months on it. So, but still, I mean, you know, I don't know, man. For as much as is going on there, somebody's got to be hauling the rock in. Somebody's hauling the concrete in. Somebody's hauling the rock into the plants that it takes to make the concrete that they're doing. And if I'm not mistaken, they
They
probably
cut it off, but they couldn't refuse.
yeah, right, exactly, yeah, yeah. If it was the East Coast, yeah, it'd be a different story, huh? But
Right.
anyway. So what are you
This
doing
apple
keeping
juice
your
is delicious. You're missing out, Joe. You got to get some.
Maybe for
H2O, man?
TFK, right?
Right. I'll have one for you. I'll
Yeah,
have
there you go.
a treetop for you.
There you
Hey,
go.
I'm looking forward to it. Some apple juice in the April air. It's
Yeah.
gonna be. It's good. I Am Legend. Thank you,
I
Christine.
Am Legend. Ah, that is right. I was thinking
Thank you.
I Am One, but it's not one. It's
Yeah, I
Legend.
Am Legend. But I mean, all the high rises and the
Yeah.
overpasses and everything was just skeletons in the air, man. And that's what that bullet train looks like.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
skeletons
Well,
in
it's
the
just
air.
like the roads here in 101. I think Dan and me were coming back. We were still shaking. I was like, man, this thing is horrible.
Yeah, there's a few holes.
Yeah. But what are you
Yeah,
going to do?
well, you know what? You're going to buy suspension all year long, man, because it just breaks stuff up
Yeah.
and your trailer and your boxes and everything else. So what are you working on right now? What are you hauling? What's going on in your world out there this time of year?
Actually, right now we're working for Joe. We're finishing
Oh,
up a project in Saratoga for paving, and then just everyone trying to get some rock in for
yeah,
some projects for a basement and driveways. That's about it right now.
good deal. Yeah,
Yeah,
this if you're working this time of year, that's good.
yeah. It really slowed us down last month. I mean, with rain and you know
Sure.
holidays and stuff like that. So it's gonna pick up, I think, for the most part. You got to stay positive.
Yeah. Well,
We've
what
had over 12 inches of rain in 3 weeks here
Oh wow.
at the house. So maybe 13 inches. So that's like what LA gets all year.
yeah,
Any
exactly.
snow? Yeah.
No,
Snow?
it snowed a few times, but it didn't stick.
Dang.
Same
I
thing
was
here.
gonna ask you.
We had snowflakes, I swear, man. They were huge, big snowflakes. And I was watching them come down. I think it was last week.
Were you in
But
Portland?
I was right here, buddy, right here, off looking out my window.
Snowflake.
Snowflake. Oh yeah, never mind. Shut up. Yeah. No, they're bigger there, buddy. They're bigger there.
Right.
Yeah, I know what. Yeah, you got to keep up, right? Jacob Bonham dropping in on us to seeing how things are going over here in 10-4 land. Jacob, good to have you on the show, buddy. Haven't seen much of you lately. In fact, I haven't heard from you in quite a while. So good to have you around, man.
Probably still on his honeymoon.
Yeah, well, that could be. A year long, right? I mean, or the rest of your life, I think is the way that they say it. Jamie says he got 8 inches of snow last night in Southwest Missouri. Oh, hey.
Whew.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like 32 when I got up this morning. I was like, man, this is cold. I don't want to go to work. It's too cold.
Yeah, same here.
California
32
boy.
degrees. Well, and then if you're paving, you got to wait for that asphalt. You got to wait for it to warm up to pave, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's we're actually paving early, but we got to tarp and do all that stuff,
Let's you got cable tarps on that thing?
Not yet.
What do you got?
I have just the pull tarps. Yeah, I have the cable ones. They're not that great. I don't like them.
Don't like. Oh man, cable tarps. Way to go, buddy. It's so simple, so easy. So easy. Let's look at some pictures. We got this one here, and Dan, you can chime in anytime if you see something. Wait a minute, I don't know who's that guy. Holy crap!
He's wearing the same outfit.
He is wearing it.
I didn't change in a month.
Wait a minute. How many of those shirts you got, buddy?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
El Monstro.
Yes.
Siree. There we go. We get a little inside shot. Nothing like having the inside looking good too, man. You know what? That's where you're breathing your air all day long. You got a good cab filter in there and some nice air conditioning. It's a nice place to be.
Yes.
Looks good. Looks really good. Nice and clean. Anybody you want to call out while we're going through any of these shots too, Joe? Feel free. Go right ahead.
Oh, well, I got Crazy Cutting that did my steps there. The inlays. He did all the engraving on my truck. The floor was done by Ruben. Ruben, he was on your old 10-4. I think that was what did we come up with, Dan? What
Month?
month was that?
It was like May 2020.
May, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Ruben.
Vargas?
Our
Vargas,
first
yeah.
outing.
Yeah.
Our first outing during COVID.
Yeah.
We were like the only people in the hotel. It was weird.
Yeah. So what was funny about this shot here, we had spent like 3 hours, Dan, at the first location, 3 or 4?
Oh, yeah, 4 probably.
Yeah. And then we just came to this location. And I was like, man, I had to call a bunch of people and see if we could get in here at this quarry. And I go, Dan, we got the green light. He goes, all right, let's go. We hauled butt there, and we lasted, I think, maybe an hour.
I don't even think it was that long. I think we were
I don't
in
even
out
think
there
it was
40
that long.
minutes.
And he's like, oh, yeah, here we go. We're good. I was like, you sure? He goes, look at this. And I think I saw one picture that he showed me, and I was like, man, that looks good. I was like,
When you know, you know.
Yep.
And it's a plant that we cannot name. Is that correct?
Well, they didn't want me to know, but it is an aroma, so that kind of, narrows it down quite a bit.
Oh, as soon as I saw it, I knew where you were at. I knew where he was shooting at. So yeah, used to haul out of there
that
too.
Plant has an location where you could literally load 24/7 as long as you set up your truck.
I bet I know who made those.
Yeah, those are made by Roland Customs.
Yeah.
They engraved actually the name El Monstro, and then I actually sent them off again because I wanted to get them engraved.
Very nice.
Roland did not do the engraving on the sides.
No. They just did the name. Sorry. So if you look on it, on one of those, it says El Monstro on it.
All right.
Just like my valve release valves.
All right.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I think we saw a coyote out there, right, Dan? Was it a coyote?
I did. We got a picture of it and everything, remember?
Yeah.
We were at, where was it? What was it called? Coyote Park Preserve?
Coyote, what is it called? Jeez.
Coyote something, and we saw a coyote.
Yeah, so it was kind of
Your
fun.
wife thought it was, what'd you think? She thought it was a bob. She thought
A
it was
mountain lion. We're like, well, I couldn't zoom in anymore. I think you have a better camera than I do.
I was able to get a picture and kind of zoom in, and you're like, yeah, that's a coyote. It makes sense. We're at Coyote, whatever we were at. Coyote Pass, Coyote Preserve. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So we won't be seeing these around very much longer under the hood of anything PACCAR. So
that's what I heard, right? That's what you told me yesterday.
Yeah.
All PACCAR, no more Cummins.
No
Really?
more coming.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, been hearing. That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
More to detail. There's the fam.
Yeah, those are what moved me forward here. That's my support group, and that's my kids that push me forward all the time.
Uh-huh.
And
go
push me
back
to do
a
other
picture.
things.
Go back a shot, John. So, I mean, when I first met Joe, I mean, obviously, I think at the time he only had engraved lug nuts. But as he walked me around the truck when I saw it last year, and I mean, he's just showing me the door sills and the knobs and these are the steps on his transfer box.
Uh-huh.
I mean, everything was hand engraved. They would hand engrave it and then chrome plate it.
Yes.
Right. And
Yes.
I mean, it's just so many details, so many little parts were engraved, and what a nice touch. That's what really, really made it stand out for me.
The whole time I thought that was a bottle opener.
That'd be on the seatbelt, right?
That's not a bottle opener?
It could be, but it's not.
Take off my seatbelt and get that engraved. That would be right. Then we could pop it open.
Get a PBR engraved on there, buddy.
There you go.
All right. So you want to say hi to the kids and your wife?
Yeah, so that's my wife, Christine, my son, Andreas, and my daughter, Michaela, who's at science camp right now. So I won't see her till Friday.
Uh-huh.
So my little mini-me, I call her, because, man, she's got my belly, and she's just acts just like me, man. That kid.
So is she going to be trucking?
He's going to appreciate that.
Yeah, right. Dad! Dad! Yeah, I can hear it now. I can hear it now. Yeah, by the way, we featured this on our 10-4 magazine social media for Friday Night Lights.
Tell John a little bit about the Rancho.
Okay, so Rancho La Escalon was a ranch that my dad he was born in Mexico. It was called Rancho La Escalon, and it was in San Martin, Mexico. and we live in San Martin, California, which is funny. So he always wanted a ranch his whole life. So we when we bought this place, we named it Rancho El Escalon.
I read that in the story. Like I said, I read it before the show, and I thought, what are the odds of that, man? You know, you
Yeah,
live.
yeah. Weird, right?
And it was about 30 degrees that night. It was cold. Dang, it was cold.
I
That's
know.
why
I
that.
was out there with the boys at practice when you dropped me off, and I was like, man, it's getting cold.
That's why those shots are so clear, Dan. Got that cold, crisp air out there on it.
No, that's the photographer's skill.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go on your side on that one. Dan's got
Okay.
some skills, man. I tell you. I think I could have stopped telling him enough. I was like, man, not to brag, but man, you know what you're doing for sure.
Nothing like seeing the truck on the way out, looking good. Got some nice drop plates on there, light bar, teardrop fenders, full fenders on tanker fenders on the truck, looking good.
Yeah.
Looking good. So the fact that you pave and you've got those tanker fenders on there, I'm kind of surprised. How does that work out for you?
So what I did is I went out and I measured my customers. What is it called? I guess where it catches
Paver?
asphalt
Yeah.
and the paver, and I
The hopper?
The
Yeah,
hopper.
the hopper.
Yeah. So I measured the hopper height, and that's where I cut my full fenders at.
Gotcha.
That's
Yeah.
how I did it.
Otherwise you tear those suckers right off.
Oh yeah. You'll back into the paver, and they'll forget it. They won't last.
Yeah, no, not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. So I think we got another. Nope. Yeah, we got some more in here. What's going on? There we go. A little more eye to detail.
Do you know who makes these, John?
I'm not. I don't want to say the wrong name, so I think I do. But tell me.
Was our buddy Randy. I think I saw him in the stream over here. Isn't Randy Minkle here?
I didn't see Randy on today's show. I saw him on the show last time. Yeah,
I saw him earlier.
Did you?
Those were actually engraved by Roll-On Customs, I believe. They engraved them. Then they sent them to me.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't leave it just plain, you know. Jeez.
What would be the fun in that? So I think I know what's going on here.
And that's a little light that mounts under the breather. If you didn't quite figure out what that picture is, you know.
Yeah.
So I had this cover made for my key. I think United Pacific makes one, but it's like a spike. So what I ended up doing is I took that concept to one of my friends that does machining, and he machined my key to fit in there, and it has the same model shape as everything else I have on the truck.
Jamie chiming in, letting us know what the real deal is. So Roll-On and Randy do them together. There you go.
Yeah. So those are the ones that are engraved by Roll-Ons, just the name, and then.
Yep.
So that same style, basically, I just ran through the whole truck, the same style.
Well, if you ever sell the truck, you're selling the brand too, I guess, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not, right? Back to stock we go.
Yeah, back to stock. Everything's mine.
Exactly.
You'll just have to make sure to buy another monster.
Right? It'd be tough to find another one.
Well, I mean, if you want to look like Rogues, you better get Rogues next time. That's all I'm saying.
Right? He's not going to let me live that one down, Dan. He isn't.
No bias, John. No bias.
The funny thing is, I think when I went to TFK, he was doing a live feed, and he said, "Oh, these are Rogues." I was like, "They're superior." He goes, "What?" I go, "Oh, you would." My bad.
That's all right. That's all right. Well, that's the last one.
I think we talked about it, and I said, "You know what, man? They're the same style to me, and I like the style. That's all I was looking for."
Next time, buddy. Next time we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey Joe, it's been fun talking to you, man. And Jamie, Jamie. Hey, listen, I got some stuff that one of our guys sent us that I thought it would be fair to share next week, and I will because I didn't want to share it with a a competing advertiser today. This is their show, but I'll bring it up next week and I'll show you guys what somebody sent me. But Jamie was saying he's got to send me a new hat. So anytime, guys, hey, you want to see your hat on the show? Love to have it, and certainly will wear it. So don't be shy.
For some
Appreciate
scratch
that.
or what?
Yeah,
what are we
babe.
talking here?
Yeah, how much are you charging for this stuff, John? We'll talk later, I guess.
Hey man, you know, it's we're in it for our health and our good looks, but we love the money, right?
Right.
There you go. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We like to eat.
Yeah, we like to
Right.
eat.
Have
We
apple
do like
juice.
to eat. That's a fact. And we like our
Hey, you
like
need
our
a
apple
refill,
juice.
Dan.
We like our apple juice. That's for sure. So I appreciate you taking the time out to show what you got here and share with us your story. And again, congratulations and absolutely welcome to the family. You're a part of 10-4 family forever now.
I appreciate it, man. It's been fun. I think it's been real fun. It's just like all good things, they got to end.
Well, at some point, you know, it's your month is still happening, so it's still the month of Joe, but it's coming to a slow but steady end. We're going to bring in a new cover truck. In fact, we're going to share that truck here in just a moment. Let everybody get a sneak peek. But what channel are you running out there on the radio?
Depends who I'm running with. If I'm running with certain people, they're on 7, 17, 3 for Stevens Creek Quarry. You know that.
Right? Yeah, and if you got a radio, if you got a real big radio, it don't matter. Just key the mic up, and you're bound to be heard. Now, what I'm saying is, you know, you guys are out there, and you see Joe. You're on the Central Coast out there running around. Be sure and give him a shout out on the radio, and let him know that you like his ride, and certainly show him some support. So, you're going to be out showing that truck this year at all?
Yeah, I'm planning on it. I know Dan always tells me what day or which one. Like Dan knows, man, my kids run my life, so I try to get schedules early so I could schedule truck shows in and try to make it to as many as I can. But like Dan knows, and like I hope everyone else knows, it's not that I don't want to be there. I love going to shows and meeting people, but my priorities are a little bit different than just showing my truck, you know? So in our reality, I know one time I went, like I said, we went to TFK and I had fun, but it wasn't as fun because I didn't have my whole crew there. And what I mean by that is like, I didn't have my kids there. So it was fun, but it's kind of, you're missing something, you know, and everyone else is different. And I don't judge anyone on that. But for me, it's like, they're a big part of what we do, what I do, and why I do it. And if they're not there, then it's kind of pointless for me to go.
Well, you need to bring them. It's trucking for kids. They're kids.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna have a kid zone this year. It's all about kids. Well, not all, but it's about kids.
It's
adult speed, kids.
It's also trucking for tacos because Stephanie says she'll buy tacos for everybody.
What? I'm in. Thanks, Steph. Everyone.
She's got tacos. She's talking tacos, man. You can't talk about tacos and not have enough for everybody.
PFK on my schedule. I did put Soza on there. So those are the main two I want to go to.
Well, Joe, whether you come or not, it was a pleasure getting to meet you and hanging out for the day and a half with you and your family and checking out the ranch and driving around San Martin and going to dinner and doing all the things we did and had a great time. And you're just a good guy, and I think you're a great representative of what we're all about. And I was really happy that we found you and we were able to hook up and get this done. So thank you. I hope you had a good month, and I know it goes fast, but I hope you enjoyed it.
It's been good, man. I even had a call today, you know, from an old friend. He goes, "Oh, I've been trying to call you for a couple of weeks." I was like, "What?" You know, I haven't called you either, so you know, it's a good time to chit chat and catch up with people, and it's fun. It really is. It's heartwarming. You know, talking to even the guys around here that I haven't really seen because we haven't been able to work because of the rain. You know, meeting them and seeing them again and pulling over, then you know they're excited too for you, and it's like it's a great feeling.
And even when your month is over, it just keeps on. It's still out there. And
Yeah.
so, it's not like it goes away. Like he said, once you're in, you're in. We're like the mafia. So
Right
welcome to
on.
the family. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
I got some rock for you to haul for a high-speed rail. You know what I'm saying?
Right? You know what I'm saying? Right on.
All right, Joe. Listen, you take care. Dan and I are going to close the show out here and do our reveal for the February cover. Again, welcome to the family. Look forward to seeing you at a truck show or somewhere soon. Okay.
We will. We'll try to be out there soon. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for your time. You guys have a good night, huh?
Yeah, you as well. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Well, Joe Serrano there hanging out with Dan, the man, and myself here in the Studio 10-4. Quite a guy.
Seems like Stephanie's, let me rephrase that. The tacos that Stephanie offered are becoming very popular over here.
Yes. Tacos on Stephanie, count me in. Yeah, I'm saying it. There it is, man. I think we're going to have Stephanie's taco truck at Trucking for Kids, man. Absolutely. So good job, Dan, on picking Joe. He's a great ambassador for 10-4 magazine and the Cover Trucker family. So good job there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. There was a couple of pictures that haven't quite made it over here, and this was, I'm sure, behind the scenes shots. Tell me if anybody recognizes this particular pose. There it is.
That's a guy who needs to go drive for a month.
Yeah, that's it, buddy. Picture of the picture taker taking the picture. Right on. Yeah, somebody just sent me these today. There's a couple of them. There's the further view, the telephoto view.
That plant is giant. I mean,
oh yeah,
it was huge, and we were literally dodging those 3-story tall dump trucks. I mean, it was kind of scary. I got to be real. I mean, my big car was like a little bug out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cool. The plants are cool. We what's up,
Tony?
Yeah, Tony Justice in the house, by the way, guys. If you guys haven't noticed.
Yeah, Jamie, she has an expense account at J&L and for Diesel Addict Photos.
There you go. All right, so I've got to bring this cover up for us and make it available here. Let's get it ready. All right. Let's do one more thing here. All right. So as you guys know, at the end of the month, we get pretty close to the end. Not quite the end, but close enough. And we have our newest cover truck come out. And this month for February 2023. Dan, you want to do the announcement of the name of this gentleman after I put the photo up?
Absolutely.
All right. I'm gonna have to get a drum roll going, but drum roll, please, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Bada bing. Thank you, Tony Justice.
As it says on the cover, that's Dustin Graff. He's out of Kansas, and that's his 2017 389 and a brand new 2023 polished cattle pot. So Stephanie did some great work on that one. That's not a tough color to pull off, but it's got lavender stripes on it. It's a really cool truck.
And that'll be out tomorrow, as well will the centerfold. But you guys are getting the first look at the February 2023 cover, and right here exclusively on Studio 10-4 Live. I think we're going to kind of keep doing this every month. It looks like it's working out pretty good. We like it. So I'm excited about March too, man. I mean, this is going to be quite the buildup of the going into 2023 and our Louisville edition, as it sometimes is called. Some exciting stuff going on right now at 10-4.
There's a lot. Don't say too much.
Nope, can't.
This is an everyday work truck. This guy works his truck every day. I remember seeing it in Dallas in like 2016 when he first brought it out, and it caught my eye then. We just, for whatever reason, nothing happened. But here it comes back around full circle 5 years later through Stephanie. So she did a great job, and it's a good story she put together. And centerfolds awesome, one of my favorites. So we'll throw that up tomorrow.
It's interesting how these cover trucks work out, or any truck that makes it into the magazine. Talk about motivation for keeping your truck together and looking sharp, man. What is it? The chance you might be in 10-4 magazine, and that honestly, there I think there's a lot of guys. If you ask them, what keeps you going, sometimes that could be the answer coming out. I can't wait to talk to some guys this year in Louisville and find out what keeps them going. The interesting thing looking at this, obviously the two-piece windshield on the front of that truck, and not anymore. And I don't know if that's going to be an option or what. If that's the one that I looked at, and that's that 589 with a single piece of glass up there in the front. Very interesting that they went that way.
Well, it looks like we have Dustin's wife, I'm thinking, Stephanie, here join us.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Is Dustin around? Congratulations, Dustin. Yeah, there's a lot of congrats going out there and appreciation for a good-looking truck and trailer, man. Nothing like a nice combo. Nice set of black Peterbilt and shiny cattle pot behind it, man. Looking good. I bet it looks sweet at night. Did you get us a night shot, Dan? Or Stephanie? Did Stephanie get us a
shot? Is at dusk and the lights are on, and there is actually a night shot in the story, a full night shot. So yeah, there is.
Good deal. Go Nads.
He nailed it.
You know what?
Nads and tacos. What are you doing, Stephanie?
My favorite though is Roll On Customs, man. You know what their motto is, right? Huh?
I do. Are you asking me?
Roll On Customs. What's their motto?
Something about your bolts.
Cover your nuts. You just can't go wrong with that. I love that shirt, man. That's a good one. All right, so Dan, we're gonna bail out of here. Get on to whatever it is that you're doing and I'm doing here now that the show's come to a close. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. What a great show and opportunity to speak with one of our cover truckers. Some other news that will hopefully brighten your days and what you see out there in social media. Stephanie Haas will be joining the social media side of things over here at 10-4 and stepping in and helping us with more of the social media side, our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever's out there that we decide to post on, as we always have. I'll be stepping back a little bit on that and focusing more on the show and live streams out there from the truck shows throughout the year. So hopefully it'll be a good combination, good tandem there for you guys, and we'll get some new content and different things happening out there that you guys can all enjoy. So good to have Stephanie on board. Thanks, Steph. And Mr. Dan Lenz, of course, back again. Can you tell us, when do you have another cover coming up? Do you have one ready to go?
It's not shot yet, but it's in the works. Yes, we're awaiting the weather to turn a little bit, and but yep, we've got our mats cover all planned out and lined out, and it's going to be cool.
Good deal.
It's going to be legendary, dare I say.
Absolutely, and nothing better and nothing bigger but 10-4 magazine. Thanks again to our sponsors, of course, Pittsburgh Power, all the guys over there that make max mileage. Also, forgot to even tell them, but Joe, you're going to get a gallon of max mileage sent over to you from the max mileage folks there. And then also our good buddy Evan Steger, Time to Shine, Evans Detailing and Polishing. You're going to be getting some good polishing products as well coming your way. So that's part of being the cover guy on 10-4 magazine. So congratulations again. And if you're still watching and happen to catch that, start looking for that here soon. It'll be coming your way. Next week, we'll be back again. Maybe have Miss Ingrid Brown on the show. I'm going to definitely get a hold of her and get it worked out so we can get her scheduled. If not next week, it'll be this month sometime. We want to get her in February. And then also, guys, don't be afraid to jump in. If you have some ideas, some people that you want to see or hear from, or both, love to have them on the show. I'd love to reach out and take the opportunity to get some more interesting people and personalities here on the Studio 10-4 Live weekly update. Make it fun for all of us to have new people and hear their story. I mean, that's what 10-4 is all about. It's always telling a story. So till next week, Dan, we'll see you around the 10-4 campus, so to speak, virtually. And everybody else, have yourself a great rest of your week and weekend coming up. By the way, Dan, Cowboys? Huh? No? Wah, 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 wah.
It was a good game. That's all we asked for. Remember, John?
That's right. Just give
Remember?
us a good game. Yes, sir. Well, listen, hey, 49ers looked great. It was a defensive battle royale, man. That's all I can tell you. Jamie, I know you're a Chiefs fan, and I would love to see it. You know, for the Niners, go back and run the Chiefs, man. That would be our preference. But Joe Burrow, I'll tell you what, you got your hands full next weekend, Jamie. Joe Burrow and the Bengals ain't going there to just go do nothing. They're going to be doing some damage. I guarantee it, man. Joe Burrow, that kid's going to go places. He's already been to one Super Bowl. I see him going back and doing it again, boy. And yeah, what a guy. What a guy. He's doing a really great job. But the Niners, their story, you know, third string quarterback takes team to, you know, the NFC Championship. Boy, there's got to be something said there.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. If it's Eagles Niners, go Niners.
Go Niners. Yeah, Eagles is a worse rival of the Cowboys than the Niners, huh? Is that
Well,
fair
the
to
Giants
say?
would be worse.
The worst? Yeah,
But,
the Giants.
yeah.
Well, yeah, Giants got their hats handed to them. So definitely. I think I saw that one coming. But yeah, Pittsburgh, Jalen Hurts, quarterback. You know, this is a rematch of quarterbacks, college guys. So Iowa and Oklahoma, right? And Jalen Hurts was the Oklahoma quarterback, and they beat our guy when they were in college. You know, so this is going to be a little bit of a rematch between the two of them. So next Sunday, we'll talk about it all on the show next week, especially if the Niners win, because that'll be fun for us to talk about, at least for me being a Niner fan. And parts of California I still love, and that
When's
happens
the
to be.
Daytona 500?
Right. No, you've got that deal down in LA that they're going to be doing, man. What, that is the weirdest race setup thing. That's not a race, man. It's just a big show. You know, I watched it last year, and it just was like comedy on wheels. And I don't mean the racing so much as just all the stuff going on around it, right?
It was LA. It was LA, baby.
How LA can you? Yeah, it's as LA as NASCAR will ever get. And that was overboard as far as I could tell. Yeah, Jalen is an Alabama boy, and there's a lot of great football talent that's come out of that college throughout the years there. Eric Hill, absolutely. So, yeah, incredible. But yeah, that was an interesting deal. But that's your first thing you got coming up, I guess, and then Daytona will be coming up after that, right? Isn't that kind of how it's going to work? I think so.
That's how it works.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, looking forward to whatever happens. You guys out there, stay safe and keep your sanity. And man, there's been some rough stuff going on in the world. I hope everybody takes the chance, just take a deep breath and reset. There's a lot of good things that's still inside of you to share with people. And I saw this today, and that's what made me kind of think about this was an airline attendant who sat with a passenger who just was scared to death to fly, and she just was having a real rough time. And the airline attendant literally sat in the aisle next to this woman on the floor while she sat in her seat, holding her hand, telling her everything that was going on and how everything's going to be okay.
Wow.
And the point behind that was, you know, somebody took the time because they cared. And I think we all could do a lot more of that. So, stick with it, be good people, be good humans, and keep the shiny side up. We'll see everybody next week here on Studio 10-4 Live.
See y'all.